got record. All right, so we'll have it quiet here for as we approach. Welcome to Ability MKE Now on River West Radio. My name is Sue Roskopf, and I'm joined here as always with our show with Kurt Roskopf, and we've got some special fun for you this evening. We here at Ability MKE Now are all about integrating people with disabilities and people that don't have disabilities together, enjoying life in the Pewaukee area, and we'll be speaking a bit tonight about some pieces that are a bit beyond Pewaukee, but do touch Pewaukee in a very special way here as well. We all have different abilities. We always are looking to see how our different abilities can all connect and intertwine and be beneficial with each other. I am actually going to be bouncing this on over to Kurt to introduce our very special guest that we have here this evening. He's not a stranger to the show. He has been here before, and we are excited to get caught up once again with all the wonderful things happening in his world. So Kurt, can you come on in, please, and introduce Brian for everyone?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sue. Yeah, this show is 6 years running. Big thanks to River West Radio. A shout out to Marty Hagedorn, the founder and practitioner of Youth Rising Up right here at River West Radio. And so it was over 6 years ago that he hit me up to say he's doing all this advocacy for inner city youth. And he said, what about doing a show for advocacy for people with disabilities and getting out there to the Pewaukee community here through River West? So yeah, we've got quite a tradition here that we started here with AbilityMKE Now. And I just want to share that there's very meaningful sequence that has happened. It brought me into some other work done here in the Pewaukee area, and it's on suicide prevention. So there's a Greater Pewaukee Suicide Prevention Coalition, and obviously not not a great thing in life to need to respond to this, but the need is there. So what are we going to do? We are human. We do need to, rally together. And the topic is for everybody. I guess that's what it brought to me, is that, just because I have not experienced, suicide ideation. Yes, Sue, you and I have lost a handful of loved ones in our life, to, the element of suicide. And so, but it's just, it's a topic that, we can dismiss, and it's like, maybe it's something to just rally together and say, why would we dismiss this topic? Because when I think of the whole realm of disability advocacy, I think of, inclusion, accessibility, accommodation. But when we lose our brother or sister to suicide, and then it's like, from there, it's not us anymore. Now we passed it on to the heavenly element, and it's out of our hands. That's where somebody, goes on to perfect inclusion, accessibility, and accommodation. So while we're here on Earth, and while we can do what we can do with our resources and our elements that we can bring forward with our God-given abilities, where are we going to prioritize that? And so, the last 5 years have been about, if I have a chance to be a part of this, social mission to say, let's do better in the entire realm of suicide prevention, I'm captivated. And then what happens is in networking, business networking with the Happy Neighborhood Project, one thing leads to another. Next thing you know, I'm on a Facebook Live, and I'm one of the guests, one of two guests. And, so I'm kind of going on and on about things, obviously, with what we're doing here at River West Radio. I could do a 29-minute show, so it's like I can keep on talking. But then I got the idea that our friend at the Happy Neighborhood Project had a gentleman on at the same time waiting for me to end my segment, Brian Gibson with Project Diehard, serving the issue of suicide ideation experienced by veterans. And so the idea is the mantra I learned from Brian and the crew at Project Diehard is one is too many. And how true is that? And unfortunately, the statistics are ginormous. It's like hard to believe that on planet Earth, when we look at, 7.8 billion people on the planet, and then you look at what life is all about, and then the numbers of people here in the US that we're losing to suicide, and then think of our veterans, to look at how much of that loss is within the veteran community. It's just really, it's compelling. It's compelling to say, what are we as Americans going to do? Because we're like the leaders of the free world, yet we have this Achilles heel, that's really in our midst. And it's for many out of sight, out of mind. So it takes a lot of advocacy. So I'm very pleased to bring in Brian Gibson here, who is very gracious to share a little bit of his story. And we're talking about Project Diehard. So he's going to share a little bit about what the background of Project Diehard is beyond my mentioning responding to veteran suicide. And then we have a wonderful event, a second annual event called Hope Stock. And so we've talked about it before here at AbilityMKE Now. So Brian's being very good to us here and bringing us an update. So Brian, take it away.
Well, thank you, Kurt. Thank you, Sue. Being here, being able to speak is just a wonderful blessing to me. Again, for all the listeners that haven't met me, my name is Brian Gibson. I am the founder and president of Project Diehard. I'll throw this out. ProjectDiehard.org is our website. Take a look. I'll give more information a little bit later. But I served this great nation for 26 years, 8 months, and 14 days as a U.S. Army medic. I've seen some things and done some things that no human should ever have to do. And I self-medicated with alcohol up until the point where I almost became one of those 22 veterans every day that die by suicide. And then God saved my life. I have no bones about it. God saved my life. Well, after many years of prayer and then a phone call from the wife of one of my best friends, my brother in arms, we did 3 combat tours together, calls to me and goes, Doc, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, you got to take a breath. You got to tell me what's wrong. She goes, he's hanging in the garage. That's when I knew something better had to be done than what's currently going on. Yes, Kurt, you alluded to it. Less than 1% of this nation puts on a uniform, but yet we make up 28% of all suicides within this nation. Yeah, I think that number's a little skewed there. We got a problem. It's not a sexy problem to talk about, but I agree and disagree with you, Kurt, on the, hey, once they're gone, it's not up to us. You're right. But once they're gone, what happens to the people that loved them? What happens to the wife, the husband, the son or daughter? Why is mommy or daddy gone? What happened? So our goal is to put a big dent in that percentage rate. How do we do that? Well, we provide a safe, secure place where veterans can come, whether they need just to talk, get a cup of coffee, hang out. They need help finding a job or learning a different job skill. We're just going to be that place where veterans can come. And yeah, it's not whether it's a Wisconsin, a Michigan, a Tennessee, a Kentucky, a California. Somebody asked me once, why should I help you? You're located over there and I'm over here. And I'm like, the easiest part of this whole equation is getting a veteran that wants the help to one of our facilities. That's the easy part. The hard part is building facilities. Hope Stock, yes. Oh, wait, let's take a little break before we go into Hope Stock. Who has questions? Let's dialogue going here, because I can't do 29 minutes, Kurt. I'm just not that guy.
All right. Well, Brian, why don't we do this? You know, what I find when you're on a social mission, you know, and people kind of perceive it as social work, I think what happens subconsciously is that people feel that there's people who deal with that. So Brian, our audience might look at you and say, thank you so much, Brian, for doing what you do. Keep up the great work. And then I think what happens is, and I'm thinking you must witness this, Brian, that a majority of people step back and then they go the other way. They wish you well, and then, you know, they're not they're not committing themselves to this topic. So, you know, kind of what does that look like for you, and how do you deal with that reality about human nature?
Well, I deal with it the best we can. Yeah, every day people, oh, that's great work you're doing. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's really great work. Cool. Are you going to help? We're always looking for volunteers. You know, if you have a social issue that bothers you, step up and do something. Mine is veteran suicide. I'm losing too many of my brothers and sisters every day to this demon of suicide, right? So yeah, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to holler. I'm going to scream. I'm the guy that stands on the milk crate and says, "Hey, we got a problem here." You know, I mean, let's see. Yeah, year to date, from last year this time to this year this time, veteran suicide is up 46%. How, as an American, can you live with that? These young men and women went over, I mean, since the day this country was formed, young men and women have stood up and said, this I will defend. Oh, you were over in Afghanistan, you were in Iraq. No. We were over there, so they didn't come back over here and do a New York or a Pennsylvania thing or a Pentagon thing or an Oklahoma City bombing thing. Okay? Yeah. Look, you don't got to understand war. As a soldier, war is the worst thing we ever want to see. We always say, hey, if you gotta want to talk about it, please. But you know what? In human history, people have to go and defend rights, defend a way of life, and they get scarred in the process. You know, it's thank you. I'm not going to quit working, but you know what? We need some help. We need volunteers. We need resources. Yeah, there's just a bunch of things that people see the front end of it, but peel that onion back and look at the behind the scenes.
Because I know you have a location that you're creating. Can you tell us more about what that looks like and what the picture is that you are creating there, and what's all involved?
Oh yeah, yes. Forward operating base Rush. Okay. We've been fully transparent since the day we began. We formed in 2018. 2019, we just got our feet under us, just started getting going. And then 2020 hit, right? We all know what that time frame was. But in the height of that, we get 20 acres and a 10,000 square foot building donated to our mission. Donated, given. When we get this facility completed, it will house 12 single veterans, and 2 veterans with their families for up to a year. Everybody goes, well, you can house more in there. Yeah, we could, but we here at Project Diehard believe in quality over quantity. Well, a year seems a long time. Yeah, well, you can't fix anything in 90 days. Okay, yeah. Again, we have the land, we have the building, we have the plan. You know, this is the stuff in the back that people don't see. The electric bill, the water bill, the insurance bill, the roof, just gas right now to mow the grass. Right, we have 20 acres, which 5 acres there is mowable. Okay, we got to mow the grass. That takes gas and oil and air filters and all this stuff. Okay, it was like, whoa, people don't think of that, do they?
The one thing I know you're working on and have been in the works here for a while is a big event that's coming up in less than a month. So July 29, 30, and 31st, you have Hope Stock coming. I would love to hear where things are at with that. What's all in the works for what you have planned?
Well, again, the event is Hope Stock. This is our way of giving back to the community, giving veterans a weekend of fun, food, you know, fellowship, just a great weekend to relax and get, you know, just be among brothers and sisters. We also open it up to the community because we deliver a message of hope Friday night every year. This year we have Chris Tice and Jason Dunn delivering our message of hope, which we are so honored to be working with you guys to be able to live stream that event out, because that's a message of hope we want to deliver. Saturday, we got a car show, food vendors, some of our other sister nonprofits are going to be there, so you can come learn what they're bringing to our facilities, you know, because we believe teamwork makes the dream work. Then Sunday morning, it's a nice fellowship breakfast of good old ham, eggs, bacon. We're in the South, so we're going to do biscuits and gravy. We do that down here. And, you know, then we're going to do a little church service. And then we're going to do a remembrance service for Sergeant Courtney Rush of the United States Air Force that lost her fight to the demons January 3rd, 2012. This is who the property is named after, Forward Operating Base Rush, because part of our mandate is we don't let people forget the war still goes on here at home.
Excellent. Now I want to mention here that we do have a couple other friends on with us today. Marianne and Denise are both with us. I'm not sure, Marianne, are you available? Did you want to come on? Do you have any thoughts to share in reaction to what Brian's been talking about?
Yeah, thank you, Sue. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I just wanted to highlight, thank you, first of all, for being of service. And I met with the chief of audiology at Tripler Army Medical Hospital several years ago, promoting my Acts of Kindness series and seeking grant funding. And we discussed, you know, there is 500 million people now worldwide with a hearing loss, and many millions of moms and dads coming home from being of service now who can't hear their own children or grandchildren. And tinnitus ringing in the ears, or the wanting their hearing back, is a real big topic too that can affect a person's mental health no matter what. So I'm strongly in support of what you're doing. I think it's a great mission, and everybody to be of service. And I'm in Mexico this year. I had the opportunity to sail 2 months from San Diego, and it was a great opportunity to see the Navy fleet there and the Coast Guard. So again, thank you for everybody for being of service. And I'm getting to experience Cabo San Lucas, and I'm currently co-writing with my Suzanne Sims, my co-writer. And we came up with this, it's called The New Earth Army, and it features a general of the New Earth Army in our first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness. And these sea creatures are recruited by the general to tackle the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So I know a lot of people are out doing their activities and ocean cleanup and different events. So it's just kind of great fun to watch all this happening, and seeing what the community is doing here in Mexico, and learning Spanish in a foreign language, and the culture and the food and everything, and just being safe and working on these projects. So looking forward to working with Kurt with this grant that's coming up, so we can share these acts of kindness series. And we want to work with Lawrence Wingate of Wingate Studios in North Carolina. He's a retired Army, so that we can bring these acts of kindness series books into animation movies, so that we can bring these not only to his projected mini malls in 23 cities, as well as to the military bases Trevor and I were talking. So it's just amazing stuff that we can help individuals, family members who suffer with mental health issues, hearing loss, that are returning home from being of service, and to give them the opportunity with different forms of communication, such as sign language and finger spelling. So anybody can go visit the website. It's called Acts of Kindness Series.com. It's created by Brian Rouge from the Happy Neighborhood Projects. I'm a co-host on Thursdays with the HNP Ability Group, which is tomorrow, and we just joined. We opened it up to the veterans, so it's ability and veteran business owners, and anybody can join us tomorrow. So it's been a great, wonderful year to work with all these amazing people and to network and to see these visions and dreams happening. So thank you so much, Kurt Roskopf and Sue and Emily, for all your support, these podcasts. Edwin Edaberry, from our Chief Happiness Officer. We started a year ago, and I know we're coming up around on July 26th when President Bush signed the American Disabilities. We're going on 32 years ago. And that dates me because I was a case with the deaf back in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Sue. So I know you got to travel to my hometown and around there in Traverse City for Cherry Festival. So I'm getting to see some worldwide things and sharing the good news and the acts of kindness here as well. So thank you again for your support. It's actsofkindnessseries.com. So go out and play. It's Marianne of Waikiki, and I am happy.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Marianne. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us. And Denise, I know you're with us here as well. Are you able to come on in and join us as well?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brian, again for your service. And especially thank you for the work that you're doing now, because, it's so important to let people know that there is life after service, that we are here for you and that we support you. And, one of the things that, I try and let other vets know, people who know of vets, is that, hey, as a life coach, I've lived my life as a person with a disability. I've lived my life creatively all the time. And, when you become disabled, you need to get creative. So if anyone needs someone to talk to, I'm here to serve, here to help. And back to you, Sue. Thank you for hosting this show. Kurt, you rock. Emily, Marianne, love you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Denise. You guys have been great friends of the show and always love having you with us. And actually, Kurt, I want to bounce it back to you if you had any other thoughts to share as we're nearing the end here.
Yeah, so Brian, before the show, we were bantering a little bit about, you talked about putting out the proverbial fires and, plans change and stuff like that. Give us a little bit more of an idea with Hope Stock being 23 days away from, the hope message and whatever. Kind of what's the landscape like for this event? Like, where's the anticipation? How are you doing on, getting the people you want to have at the physical place? And we were talking a little bit about the Facebook Live and I think you were talking about StreamYard, I believe, that you'll be using. Tell us more about the mechanics of it all.
Well, the mechanics is, Friday night, we're going to be going live on StreamYard to we're well over 2 million people. Praise God on that one. 2 million people are going to see that. But yeah, putting out fires. We had a person that was going to come and cook barbecue for us, and they had a little family emergency, so now they can't come. So now I'm trying to run around trying to find a barbecue pit big enough to hold, what did I say, about 30 pork shoulders, about 10 briskets, and about 200 pounds of chicken. As in people coming. We have some people locked in, but there are some other veteran speakers, entrepreneurs, just wanting to come, but it costs money to bring them to the property. They're giving up all their profit, but they still have expenses. We got a great hotel room rate with a local hotel here. They're coming on board and give us a great rate. We can't pay for the room, but if you're coming down to McKenna, Illinois, the last weekend of July, contact us. We'll give you the contact information. You call this hotel, you tell them, hey, I'm coming in for Hope Stock, and they're going to give you a really good rate. But yeah, our Facebook page, Project Diehard 22. Like us, share us, tell people about us. Join our volunteer group. We're always putting out calls for help. In fact, if any of your listeners are around or near McKenna, Illinois this Saturday, be at 189 Haven of Love Drive, McKenna, Illinois, at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Bring your muck boots and work gloves. We got some stuff to do to get ready for this event.
There you go. So what do you think of that, Sue? We just got a little over a minute here left of the show. So what are we going to do to wrap up this great episode?
Well, I'm always impressed with what our amazing friends are doing. We've all come together through thin threads, really, how we've all met, how our lives have crossed. That is, I think, has been a big theme in my history here, with how we've met so many wonderful people and what they bring to the table, what they're doing to make a difference. In this room, as we speak here, this is a room of people making a difference. And that's what here at AbilityMKE Now, that's what we are looking to do and looking for, trying to share what is happening out there, what wonderful things people are doing to help each other out. It takes a lot of effort to make a difference, and some wonderful souls to do the hard work behind it. And Brian, I can't say enough good about what you are doing. And Marianne and Denise, you being here always is a great pleasure. I am thanking my lucky stars to have crossed paths with all of you. So here for Kurt and I at AbilityMKE Now, we truly do thank you.